Hello and welcome to another Diablo 4 episode here on the Mole RP channel. My name is ChaosMole and today we answer the question, which word tier should you play the story in? Keep in mind this is for the main story only and has nothing to do with the end game or how you were getting into tier 3 and all that. It is really just you start a new character, it's the release of Diablo 4 and you want to know which word tier you are playing on. And keep in mind, if you were choosing a word tier in the main menu when you were creating a character, you can still change the word tier in Kjovishet, there we go. And you're just clicking on the word tier statue and then you can change your word tier. You have Adventurer mode available to you and Veteran. Nightmare is an endgame mode and you cannot unlock that till you're reaching the endgame. Now the question is, which one are you playing? Adventurer? Veteran? Let me tell you, you want to play on Adventurer. Yes, word tier 1 is the one you want to play through. And of course your immediately question is, why? Well, I can now just say, you know what, trust me bro, but that's not really why you came here. You want an explanation on why you were choosing word tier 1 instead of word tier 2. And before we go into this, please don't forget, if you enjoy this video at the end of it, leave a like and also consider to subscribe to the channel. We have much more Diablo 4 content here on the channel, also focusing quite a bit on PvP, which is sometimes a little bit pushed away by a lot of other content creators. So if you're enjoying that, don't forget to leave a sub. Now, enough chit chat. Why should you choose Adventurer mode and not Veteran mode, which gives you 20% more increased experience and also 15% more gold? Well, the gold is pretty simple. Gold doesn't matter too much because most of the stuff you are paying for is percentages. So you're always paying like 30% for like respecking, or you are paying 30% for reforging an item or something like that. By the way, the 30% is just pulled out of my ass. But it is a percentage number you are paying, so it doesn't really matter how much money you are farming really, because the whole thing is increasing. Also, the money you are getting through the leveling process is a joke. We are talking about between 10 and 100 gold, and so you would only get 15% more. That's nothing. Keep in mind, when you are reaching Nightmare, you are getting thousands and thousands of gold by just playing that. So yeah, it doesn't really make sense. Now, but what is with the 20% increased experience? Keep in mind, this is also only for killing monsters. You're not getting 20% more experience from the quests or from the events or anything. This is really just for killing the enemy. And the problem here is pretty simple. The problem is that, yes, you do get 20% more increased experience, but the enemy is becoming like 50% or 100% more HP, does 30% more damage, and instead of like a boss fight only taking 2 to 5 minutes at maximum, depending on how good your build is and your equipment and all that, it would now take double the amount of time, if not even more. And keep in mind, if you die in a boss fight, you have to do the whole thing again, so you're wasting time. And so the 20% increased experience from monsters is just not worth it. But Mole, what is with my items? I love loot. Yeah, here's the thing. There is no difference between Adventurer mode and Veteran mode when it comes to the item level and which items you can find. The only difference where this is slowly coming up is in Nightmare later on. As you can see here, you were getting sacred items, unique items, and also some special items you couldn't find before that. Like, this is the one which really gives you the better loot. Adventurer or Veteran, there's no difference. But I like the challenge. Well, if you just want to play for the challenge, do that. That's completely fair. But keep something in mind. If you are just playing the story, what a lot of people are doing, even with Veteran, you might not be level 50 when you are done with the story. Like most people, if they're really laser focused on the story and around level 41, 43, something around that, some a little bit later, some a little bit sooner, but it really depends on what else you are doing in the world, right? But this is like the the around level you were ending at. Like I actually ended the story mission at level 43, so I still had to do 7 levels after I was done with the story. And if I would have played veteran, I might have been level 45, 46 at best. Like, the XP you are getting by just killing monsters is not that important, because as I said, you're just murdering everything so much faster, and that's what you are focusing on, right? So best advice I can give you, if you really just want to go through the story relatively quick, and keep in mind, you have to, if you want to get into endgame, you cannot ignore the story on your first playthrough. That's impossible. Do yourself a favor, play this on adventurer mode, and then play in veteran, or just jump into nightmare, what most people do. Most people reach level 50 and then they are doing the so-called capstone dungeon in Kyovishat, right, which they have to do in tier 2, and then they're immediately jumping into nightmare, because unfortunately veteran just doesn't seem to be worth it, unfortunately. I wouldn't be too surprised if Blizzard will actually go back to this mode and will rework it at some point. Yeah, because again, the extra things you're getting here are just not worth the extra time you're putting into this. Now, with that said, this is the end of the video. I hope this helped you a little bit. If you still have some questions, don't forget to write a comment. And if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please also don't forget to leave a like and consider to subscribe for more Diablo content and look a little bit around. With that said, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Stay safe.